All right, today we're diving into a story that's straight out of an ancient spy thriller. We're talking espionage, we're talking fear, and a single, simple act of faith that literally changed the course of history. This is the story of the Scarlet Thread and a secret mission inside the walls of Jericho.
So, before we even get into the nitty gritty, let me ask you something. Really think about it. How far would you go to save your family? When you're cornered, no good options left, what's the one thing you'd risk it all for? Well, for the woman at the center of our story, living in a city that was about to be wiped off the map, the answer was crystal clear: her family. Okay, so picture this: the fortified city of Jericho, a place just buzzing with anxiety, absolutely terrified of the army marching its way. And into this pressure cooker, two spies have just managed to sneak in. Their mission? Super critical. Their chances of survival? Not great. And wouldn't you know it, their entire fate, everything, lands right in the lap of one woman who's about to make the biggest choice of her life.
So here's where it all kicks off, this incredibly high-stakes mission. See, the Israelites are on the verge of conquering the land, but they can't go in blind. They need intel. And that means sending two guys, Salmon and Amenadov, straight into the lion's den. And right away, you've got this classic standoff. On one side, you've got our intruders, Salmon and Amenadov. Their job? Find a weak spot. On the other side, the defenders, led by a very suspicious Captain Malcolm. His job? Find the spies. It is the ultimate game of cat and mouse, right from the get-go. So, these spies are desperate. They need cover, and they need it now. They end up at the house of a woman named Rahab. And here's the crucial detail. Her house is literally built into the city wall. You can't get more on the front lines than that. This location is both a massive advantage and a huge, huge risk. And this is where everything changes. Inside Rahab's house, it's not just about a place to hide. A life or death negotiation kicks off in the shadows, and the outcome is going to decide the fate of everyone in that room and Rahab's entire family. Rahab, she is no fool. She doesn't mess around. She looks these guys square in the eye and basically says, I know exactly who you are and why you're here. See, the whole city has heard stories about the spies' god, and they are terrified. Their hearts have melted in fear, as she puts it. This isn't about treason. It's about recognizing which way the wind is blowing. And then she makes her move. She has all the leverage, right? The lives of these two men. But what does she ask for? Not money, not status. She wants a promise. Swear to me, she says, that you'll spare my entire family. My father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, everyone. She knows her city is finished, and this is her one and only shot at survival. Salmon, the lead spy, he agrees. He gives his word. Our life for yours, he says. A life for a life deal. But, and this is a huge but, he adds a condition. If you don't betray our mission. So this whole agreement, it's hanging by a thread. One wrong move from her, and the deal's off. Everybody loses. And bam! Right then, as the words are still hanging in the air, there's this violent pounding on the door. It's the guards. They're here. That fragile trust they just built, it's about to be tested. Not tomorrow, not in an hour, right now. Okay, so what happens next is just wow, a total masterclass in thinking on your feet. Rahab has literally seconds to decide. Does she give up the spies and probably save her own skin? Or does she risk everything, including her own life, by lying to the captain of the guard? Her brain is just on fire. Step 1, she shoves the spies up onto the roof and hides them under a pile of flax. Step 2, she takes a deep breath, puts on her best poker face, and opens the door. Step 3, she spins a story so good it sends the guards running off on a wild goose chase. And this Captain Malcolm, he's not playing games. He's all business. He doesn't ask, are there spies here? He says, bring out the men who came to you. He knows. The accusation is just hanging there in the air. Super dangerous. One wrong word from Rahab and it's all over. This is the brilliant part. She doesn't say, what men? I don't know what you're talking about. That would be a dead giveaway. Instead, she says, oh yeah, they were here, but they just left. Right before the city gate closed. If you run, you can probably catch them. It's a genius move. She creates this false urgency, using their own eagerness against them. And he falls for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Malcolm and his men take off running, chasing ghosts down to the river.
the immediate threat is gone. You can just imagine Rahab shutting that door, her heart just hammering in her chest. Her gamble worked. The spies are safe. For the moment.
All right, now we get to the final piece of the puzzle, the part that gives this whole story its name. The guards are gone. It's time for the spies to make their escape. But they can't just leave. They have to leave behind a sign, a physical token of their promise.
Remember that little detail about her house being in the city wall? Well, this is the payoff. This is why it matters so much. She doesn't have to risk sneaking them past guards at the gate. No, she can just lower them right out her window, down the side of the wall, to freedom. But just before they go, Solomon gives her one last super important instruction. He takes the rope they're using to escape, it's a scarlet or red cord, and tells her, tie this in your window. When our army comes, they'll see this cord, and they'll know this house is off limits. Everyone inside will be safe.
So, you see, this isn't just a piece of rope. It's everything. It's the physical proof of their deal. For a city that is marked for total destruction, this one little splash of color becomes a symbol of salvation. It's a promise of life, earned by one woman's incredible bravery. And with that, the spies slip away into the night. Rahab goes back inside and does exactly what they said. She ties that scarlet cord in her window. Can you just imagine that image? This one bright, vibrant slash of red against the dull gray stone of the wall? It's just hanging there, a quiet beacon of hope in a city that's about to face its end. You know, this incredible story of spies and survival from thousands of years ago, it leaves us with a pretty deep question for our own lives, doesn't it? When things feel uncertain or scary for us, what are the promises we hold on to? What are those simple, visible signs of hope that get us through? What, you might ask yourself, are your scarlet threads?